Welcome back to Idealist. Today we have cars, trucks, and Royal Electric screw-ups. These are the 10 worst vehicles that you should never buy, with number 10 being a bunch of early 2000s Subarus. I'm sure that you've heard that older Subaru engines have a tendency to go kaboom. And it's not really a fallacy. You see, Subaru confidently put the EJ25 in motion in the early 2000s. It was the heartbeat found in the 1999 to 04 Subaru Outback, the 2000 to 04 Subaru Legacy, the 99 to 04 Subaru Forester, the 03-04 Subaru Baja, which is a cool truck, and the 02 to 04 Subaru Impreza WRX. Yikes. Because this Boxer 4 would blow head gaskets more than Trav talks about Vipers. It is not funny though, because it affected hundreds of thousands of people. Subaru essentially gave customers an extended warranty to fix the problem, but that has long since expired. And if you're caught with this generation EJ outside of its warranty, well, you're looking at an engine out repair. As cool as the early 2000s Subis are, they just aren't worth the trouble. Jeep Wrangler 3.6 Pentastar. Okay, I'll admit it, it seems like everyone loves Jeeps, and they have the highest resale value of pretty much anything on this planet, except maybe a Toyota Tacoma. But man, oh man, unlike the Tacoma, they have their issues. According to the data, Jeeps are one of the most unreliable vehicles on the road today. To start, the motor, specifically that 3.6 Pentastar V6, which also comes in the Chrysler 300, Pacifica, Voyager, Dodge Challenger, Dodge Durango, Jeep Gladiator, and Grand Cherokee, is more or less like a pile, which I'm not going to get into exactly why in this vid, but I have it on good authority. Trav will do a launch control vid for you real soon all about these issues. Also, the late 2000s Wranglers have a rust problem. Now, no rust is good rust. And our buddy Strad's Jeep with just 30,000 miles on it had a ton of rust on the drive shaft. And let's not forget about that dreaded death wobble and an assortment of transmission recalls. Somehow the reliability issues just get swept under the rug. Heck, our Jeep Tina spent 4 of the 18 months that we owned it in a shop for a phantom shifter error. And yes, I get it, it must be a Jeep thing, but I guess I just don't understand. And if you're new here, I'm Brad, and I would really appreciate it if you like the vid, and if you're new, subscribe as well. And real quick, there's nothing like a little Huracan Performante V10 in the morning. Okay, if you've ever imagined yourself turning heads in a jaw-dropping supercar, you are in the right place. Sign up. Sign up for the Ideal Collective. Right now, it is completely free, and I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. And just by signing up, you'll be the first to know about the first Ideal car giveaway ever. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Again, it's in the pinned first comment, and now, back to the show. And now, onto the X Factor, the BMW X5. The early 2000s for BMW was a really weird time, and the BMW X5, a popular choice amongst luxury SUV shoppers, was hit hard with the unreliability stick, especially the V8s. Now, Consumer Reports gives it a reliability rating of just 1 out of 5, which is the worst you can get. And the main complaints were about the engine, the transmission, and the electronics, which is pretty much the whole vehicle. Thankfully, I don't think that there were any issues with the sunroof. Were there?
And here,
Okay, I stand corrected. They have issues with timing chains, valve stem seals, and major oil leaks. And lastly, on these SUVs, the iDrive infotainment can be really quirky and sometimes just straight up fail. I mean, all in all, if you know how much BMWs are to repair, these early 2010s X5s could make you go broke. Ford Fiesta Focus. Okay guys, if you haven't heard about this one, it is going to blow your mind. The Ford Fiesta and Focus from 2011 to 2016 had this power shift dual clutch automatic transmission. Now this dual clutch transmission was supposed to operate like a manual transmission, which we all love the manuals. And if you want to save the manuals, snag this limited edition Ideal T. And this Ford transmission was exactly that, and it essentially just didn't need a clutch pedal. Now it was developed to give the Fords better fuel economy and reduced emissions compared to traditional automatic transmissions. And in stop-and-go traffic, the transmission would overheat and shudder. They also really couldn't handle aggressive driving, hence why you never see an early 2010s Focus being an Uber. Ultimately, Ford acknowledged the issue, but it's still a good idea to shift gears to another option instead. The Fiat 500. Another used car that you should never consider buying is the Fiat 500. Fiat, it stands for Fix It Again Tony. And Tony the mechanic will be fixing things like your alternator, your engine, because they're prone to premature failure. And if that doesn't fail first, your transmission, which is prone to slippage and difficult to shift. And that's not to mention the rust issue because the body finish is subpar. All these things add up to a hard pass, no matter how cute they are. Tesla Model X. Now, are you thinking about getting a good deal on a used Model X? Because they've dipped below 40K. But there's a but for every seat, but not your butt in this seat. Because buying one of these is like sticking your finger in an automotive socket. Okay, so let's talk about a few issues. Some cars like Lambos have billionaire doors, but the X factor are the epic Falcon doors. But let's say that you forget they're up while you park. Yeah, epic fail. They have issues with the door sensors, hinges, and alignment. Also, since it was Tesla's first SUV attempt, suspension items like the control arms and ball joints tend to wear out quicker than its acceleration. And believe it or not, the electric car has electrical problems. What? Including door handles that don't work, an iPad or dashboard display issue, and so shockingly, get it? An early used Model X probably isn't worth the electricity it runs on. Mini Cooper and Countryman. The Mini Cooper is packed with fun. It's small, it's engaging, and the low center of gravity make it ideal on paper. Because it's not ideal. When BMW decided to reintroduce the retro hatchback in 2001, it was unlike the real Mini, the old one. Cool one. BMW sprinkled the new one with their advanced for its time tech, and they used an engine designed by Chrysler and built by BMW. That led to a gang of issues. The R53s had a ton of engine, transmission, and electrical issues. The 07 to 10 Mini Cooper S's with the turbocharged engines had both timing chain and turbocharged issues. The 2011 and 12 had timing chain, and the 13 and 14 had timing chain issues as well. I guess if you want to be like Flava Flav and wear a timing chain around your neck, if that's even possible, buy a 2014 or older Cooper. Otherwise, better off with any other BMW product except that X5 we already talked about. Dodge Charger Challenger. Now, easily the biggest issue is the failing of the splitter guards on the 2015 to 19 Charger Challengers when driving. Yes, they were only meant to be for shipping, yet you see them everywhere. They have become so trendy that Dodge ended up creating a service to replace your original splitter guards with a more secure design. Now, you really just can't make that up. But for real issues, the early 2006 to 10s had issues with the timing chains, oil leaks, and ultimately premature engine failure. And yes, we mentioned earlier the 2011 and newer Charger comes with the 3.6 Pentastar motor found in the Jeep. But there are more issues than one. The 2011 to 14s don't fare much better, with electrical gremlins, reports of slipping transmissions, and the suspension system gets a failing grade. Audi A4. It is always a dicey proposition to buy a German car out of warranty. And the A4 is a leader in this category. I like to refer to the 2-liter turbo in the 2009 to 11 as a smoke show. No, I am not referring to Stacy's mom. I'm referring to the oil burner this hunk of a junk is, which will lead to premature engine wear and outright engine failure. This was a class action lawsuit to have the improperly designed pistons and rings replaced to fix the problem. And if maintained, they will last, but let's face it, the run-of-the-mill entry Audi is bought by people that think it'll make them look rich. And I can tell you that the quickest way to go broke is to buy a driven hard and put away wet 2-liter Audi. Okay, and real quick, let me hit you with a couple of honorable mentions. First is the Maserati Quattroporte. It's got a Ferrari engine, which means it's going to cost Ferrari money to repair. Second is the E60 BMW M5. And although the S85 V10 sounds like an angel hitting the high note, the preventative maintenance to make it bulletproof is, well, cost prohibitive. And third is the 3-valve 2004 to 2010 Ford F-150, Expedition, and F-250 with that 5.4 Triton V8 engine. It is probably the worst engine ever built, if this next one was never R&D'd. EcoTech engine. Okay, this one was actually featured in a few cars. GM's 1.4 EcoTech engine was unfortunately in the Chevrolet Cruze, the Sonic, and Trax, as well as the Buick Encore. And personally, I'm always worried when a small displacement motor has a turbocharger on it, because it tends to put extra stress on the engine components. I mean, it's crazy, because GM is known for building bulletproof engines like the LS, which can handle 1,000 horsepower or more. And yet the EcoTech can't even handle 100 horses. It really was a failure at first sight, and it was featured in cars that were designed to randomly shut off anyways. So hopefully, if one of the worst engines ever made doesn't turn you off from buying a basket case, the atrocious styling of these cars hopefully will. So there are the 10 worst cars that you should never buy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're new here. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. Please check out this Idealist video up here or whatever YouTube recommends you watch down here. And promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.